Hello, hello. Right, so let me get this going properly. Hello, sorry, it's the hilariousness of trying to do a Facebook Live on the day Mercury goes retrograde, and get a few minutes of me trying to fumble around with my camera. So hello for you guys watching. Hello, hello. I apologise for like a few seconds of me just going. I was thinking, what on earth am I thinking going live, not only on Facebook but on Instagram. Hello everybody. I had never been live on Instagram before, so hello Stephen, hello Crystal, hello everybody, and hello the lovely Katrina watching on Facebook as well. I'm literally thinking I'm hilarious trying to do this first Instagram and at the same time with Facebook on Mercury retrograde, but in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's give it a go, let's do this. So how are you all doing today? I hope you're really well. We've got a bit stormy weather here, here in the UK. It's meant to be Storm Freya. So it's not been particularly stormy, as they say, but it's been a little bit on the stormy side, which really brings me into my topic as well, which is I'm doing a bit of a dragon Q&A. So I'll tell you why it brings it all in just a second. So the reason for this live is because I want to do a live. I've not done a live for a while and I really want to get back into doing them. And we've got these two lovely different ways of doing it on Facebook and on Instagram. So I'm going to be doing a dragon Q&A. So any questions you might have about dragons, about connecting with dragons, and I've got one specific question that's come up which I want to talk about today. So there's one specific question that I am going to bring up in this live, but obviously if you have any questions or maybe even concerns about connecting with dragon energy, please feel free to ask them in the comments here. And if I don't get to them on the live, because again I've never done Instagram live before and it's been a while since Facebook live and we have got Mercury retrograde, I'll try and send you messages afterwards. So if you do send me a question and I don't get it today, hi there Sean, hello. If I don't get it done on this live, then I will do my very best to answer it afterwards. So yes, it's a dragon Q&A. As you may know from my Facebook posts and my Instagram posts, that within a week today, we have Dragons Awakening starting, and I'm so excited about it. I really can't wait. It's going to be powerful. Yeah, it's going to be powerful because the dragons are getting involved. You guys are getting involved with your dragon guides, and it's going to be really epic and strong. So I thought if you guys had any concerns or questions about the dragon realm or connecting with the dragon realm, we could go through some of them today. Plus some of my dragon crystals wanted to come and get involved, and they may want to kind of get involved with the dive as well. They'll definitely be getting involved with the course. So the question I want to bring in today, the first question for the Q&A, is something that I've been asked, and that is, are dragons dangerous? Are dragons scary? Are they bad to connect with or bad to work with? And actually that's a really valid question. And especially as our culture is such that we've been brought up, if you've, over the last, well, possibly a few hundred years, with that notion that dragons are to be slayed. Dragons steal princesses and virgins, and the noble knight has to go and rescue them. But anyone out there that's connected with dragons or feels drawn to dragons potentially doesn't feel that way about them. So if you're someone that's really drawn to dragons or connected to dragons or just felt that pull, has potentially felt something really opposite to that. So we kind of brought up with that kind of doctrine that dragons are evil and are to be slayed, but we feel we want to connect with them. We feel, I mean, there's so much dragon memorabilia and imagery out there. many of us feel exceptionally drawn to the dragon realm. And anyone here who's had experience of connecting with dragons in any ways feels, wow, feels that adrenaline rush. I liked my friend Althea Kenchington. Check out her stuff if you haven't. She always says that dragon energy is quite addictive. And I think that's actually quite important to know. It is. It's quite a strong, passionate drive of an energy that can be quite adrenaline-y. But it's warm. It's exciting. It might be unnerving, but, you know, is it evil? Is it dangerous? So that's the question I really wanted to go into. Is it dangerous? Is it evil? There's a question up here on the screen, so before I go into what I'm talking about, we'll just see what this lovely Layla Lulu says. Hi there, Victoria, on Facebook as well. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, how are you? I'm hearing a lot about dragons. The witch talked about them. Yes. So the title of my course is Dragons Awakening, and I've done a lot of awakening courses, but I feel very strongly that dragon energy is hugely waking up right now. And it's because we're waking up, but people all over the world are feeling really switched on to dragon energy, connecting with them, working with them, and feeling them in nature and in our meditations and our spiritual journey. So yes, I think it's very lovely and very interesting that a lot of people are talking about dragons at the moment. And hopefully over the course of maybe a little bit of this video and my other videos about dragons, and maybe my course as well, there's more you can find out about why and how to connect with dragons. But, so the question was, are dragons dangerous? That's what I've been asked. Are they evil? Now, I'm going to go to the dangerous thing first, because that's probably a lot easier to look at. Okay, I'm going to come back to Flame of the Goddesses. Hello, Flame of the Goddesses question. Just a second, absolutely. And what reminded me of how to approach this question, are dragons dangerous, was I was in my friend's bathroom the other day, glamorous times, but no, literally my friend's bathroom is like a museum, like a whole house is like a museum, so her bathroom is no different. And there was this quote on the wall by Doreen Valiente. If you don't know who Doreen Valiente is, she is one of the founding mamas of modern paganism and modern witchcraft. And this quote is about magic. This quote is about witchcraft and magic, but dragons are magic. So I thought this would really weave in well. And the quote is, I love it, many people will tell you that occultism, witchcraft and magic are dangerous. So they are. So is crossing the road. But we shall not get far if we are afraid ever to attempt it. I was like, yes, that's it. A little bit like in The Hobbit, you know, you got to cross the road, you got to get out of the Shire to have that adventure. Yes, if we think about it, yeah, crossing the road, leaving the house, doing anything that's different to what we contain ourselves in can be dangerous. But you don't go anywhere, you don't change, you don't evolve, you don't learn, you don't have that beauty of an adventure if you don't make those changes. And I really felt that's how it was with the dragon realm. Yes, I'm not going to be a fluff ball of everything we do that can be connecting magically, really taking our limits a bit further, pushing ourselves, connecting in a spiritual way with something new and something magical, doing a spell, doing a ritual, going out into the woods. If you thought about it and you were disrespectful and potentially you didn't look where you were going or pay attention to the nature, yes, it can be dangerous, but you'd miss out on so many wonderful parts of your life if you didn't do it. So that's my feelings about dragons. If you go into connecting with dragons with a really bad attitude, with a sense of, I'm going to take this power, I'm going to master it, I'm going to use this purely for my own will, sod everybody else, and I'm going to use the dragon energy for me and not be respectful, then yeah, if you get into danger, then potentially you've kind of asked for it. And if you go where it's like when I talk about the fairy realm, if you don't heed the lessons or the signs, then yes, it can be quite dangerous. If you wander into fairy without respect or without really paying attention to the feelings and the instructions of the fairy kind, then you may get into a bit of a pickle. And the same is for dragons as well. But if you pay attention, if you are respectful and have an open heart, I always think the word dragon heart is something really, really powerful and really important to think of when we work with dragons. The core, the courage, the open heart. If we go into this with an open heart and with absolute respect and the will to improve ourselves and to work for the higher good, and and to express our true power in a really, really positive way, then, you know, it's potentially going to be a really, really positive thing and not a dangerous thing at all. So yeah, that was my first thing, is people said, are dragons dangerous? And I just really wanted to relate back to that Doreen Valente quote about, yeah, so is crossing the road, so is getting in a car, so is getting in a plane, so is doing all of those things. But we really do like to go on holiday, so it's worth it. And actually, you know, if you're sensible and look across the road when you're crossing, it's generally okay. So that was my first thought about, are dragons dangerous? Are dragons evil? Evil's a very human concept. Neither magic or dragons in essence are evil. It's how we people work with it, you know. So and also our concept of evil is very personal. So for example, with draconic and dragon energy, they can be the forces of nature that create huge change. So it's in many, many myths and folklore that dragons are what brings floods or earthquakes or volcanoes, but they also bring creation, so they bring change and transformation. They are the elemental powers of the earth, as well as many, 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 many other things. So they can be the forces in our lives that bring great change. And as we are humans who enjoy survival, change isn't always the greatest thing in the process of it. But then in hindsight, when great changes happened in our life and it may have been traumatic at the time, it can have been the thing that made us, or that brought us into a new way of seeing, a new way of being. But if we're in that moment to go, this is, you know, this situation is bad, so therefore this is evil, then we can see them as evil. So in its essence, dragons are not evil. Again, evil is a human concept, and everything has free will to be whatever it is. They are really neutral. Well, they are, you know, they have all black, light, shade, you know, everything in between, but it's not evil as we see it. That's my opinion. Anyway, there are dragons of chaos, there are dragons of creation and destruction, but the dragons that will connect with us mainly, hugely, will be the healing dragons, the dragon guides, the empowering dragons, and sometimes they're just absolute, downright loving and caring dragons. There'll be the dragons of sacred spaces. There'll be very wise, you know, wisdom keeper dragons. So we do often focus on the fact that that we would like, you know, to put things black and white, or we'd like to say things a certain way, but we focus on the negative so many times. We focus on, is it evil? And we ignore so much of the really, really positive side of things, you know, really, really positive energies that dragons can bring. And what I want to say is, I'm not going to fluff over the dark and the light and the shade. I'm not going to do that, because I'm not that kind of person. But what I am going to do is express the beauty, the power and the strength of connecting with the dragon realm. So there was a question up there by Flame of the Goddess. So I've been going through the questions. So first question I looked at was, are dragons dangerous? Second question, I've really briefly skipped over, are dragons evil? And I'm going to look at your questions now. Again, these are snippets. I'm not going to go fully into this discussion. In the course, I'm going to go much more into the discussion of dangerous and good and bad, and how all the things that are very powerful and elemental and transformative, and especially self-empowering things, have been made out to be evil. So which is, you know, anything remotely magical that gives us a sense of power and strength in our own life. Dragons have been slayed, have been destroyed over the last few hundred years. So the reawakening of the dragon consciousness is very much going in line, going hand in hand with reclaiming our own power and our sovereignty and our connection to life and healing ourselves and the planet. So, hello everybody. So this Flame of the Goddess's question, I would like to say, if you have just tuned in, I am doing a quick dragon Q&A. So if you would like to send in a question, I will do my very best to look at them for you, and I would do if I don't get to do it on the Facebook or the Instagram live, then I will do my best to send you messages afterwards. I do have to apologise if I'm being a bit ditzy. It's my very first Instagram live, and I thought I'd do it at the same time as a Facebook live on the day Mercury goes retrograde. Particularly genius there. So Flame of the Goddess's question was about, are dragons related to serpents? So you asked my opinion on that. Well, there's so much myth and folklore about dragons and serpents. And in a lot of folklore and mythology, and Nordic mythology as well, particularly, often the word for dragon, serpent and worm are interchangeable. So they are always talked of in a similar way. So there is a big link, but obviously, you know, dragons are real in a way that I believe they're real. You don't have to, that's absolutely fine. The dragons will sort you out later. Just kidding, just kidding. I believe they're real, as in not real like a snake you might go and see at the bottom of your garden or in the zoo or that kind of thing. I don't believe, well, we never know, but in my lifetime, I'm probably not going to see a dragon appear like I see a snake, you know, that I can touch. It's a different vibration, a different energy at this time. So that, yes, there's a big link to serpents and dragons, and I think in many myths they have been interchangeable. So saying a dragon, 1 minute it's a dragon, 1 minute it's a snake, they do have a lot of the similar properties of transformation, of rebirth, of the goddess, of empowerment, of secret wisdom. So dragons and snakes do have, of destruction, but also creation. They do have those, I'm even moving like a snake as I'm talking about it. They do have those similar vibrations, but they are very different in energy. But it depends if we're talking about a snake that we can actually touch and a dragon that we would like to connect with in that way. But unfortunately, in this moment in time, we can't. So that was my little bit about that. I've got more questions here. How do you, for someone, Elizabeth, Lifestyle, hello Elizabeth, hello. And Elizabeth says, how do you start working with dragons? Very, very good question. Very, very good question. Well, I didn't actually intend to start connecting with dragons. It wasn't totally was welcome. Completely, but what I found with dragons is they can be silent watchers for quite a while. So you know, if you're not ready or you're not quite open to it, or maybe you are and they're just kind of seeing what's going on with you, they may appear or something may happen and they'll just feel like they're not there for quite a while. It could be a week, a month. It was a few years for me, and I had a bit of my first dragon connection in one way was in 2011, as in my first adult kind of dragon connection in that way. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. That was awesome. It was awesome. What happened in 2011 was blooming awesome. And I went, right, got on with my life. I didn't really think about it. And it was in 2015, 2016 is when they started really coming into my world very, very, very strongly, and really very strongly. So if you feel a call to them, then they're probably around in some way, but don't worry if you can't see them or experience them or feel that energy straight away, because they may just take a while. They may be keeping an eye on you, not in a bad way, to see, they like to suss you out, they like to see what you're about, what strength you have, where you are in your life right now, because it's totally okay to not be in a place where you want to connect with dragons, because it can bring a lot of transformation. So, I mean, I've got a dragon, if you go on my YouTube channel, I'm not sure if you've been on there, there is a meditation to connect with your dragon guide. There's a free meditation on there. I can send the links if you need. It's on my YouTube channel. So have a little look at that, and that might help open up that doorway. Right, Stephen said, so I've got, I think he's put one on Facebook and one on here. So I reached out to Dragon today, so it's cool to catch us now. Oh, brilliant. Do they feel like they can be protective? Thanks, Stephen. And really good synchronicity. Like it a lot. Yes. Absolutely. I think they are so protective. They are so protective. And my heart just goes, yeah, they are so protective. And not in a way where you don't get to, it's interesting. They're not protective. They're going to keep you safe in a little corner somewhere, and you never get to, you know, and you get to hide from life. No, quite the opposite. They're like, are you ready to step up? Are you ready to do the work? Are you ready? Okay. I've got your back, you know, that's what it is. I've got your back. If you walk forward, open heart, if you live your life and walk your path, follow your dreams, it's going to be a bit scary and you have to push out of your boundaries, but I've got your back. So if you see that painting I did, if you've seen it, called Dragon Heart, it's on my website and on my Facebook and everything, that was like, it was my drawing of painting of that energy of that I could just open up and fall back, you know, on my dragon, you know, dragon guides, and that it was giving me the strength to be open. So it's the protectiveness that gives you the strength to be your true self, I think. Thank you, thank you. I'm an air sign. I'm drawn to fire. I think you're right. So someone said that, yeah. Well, there's dragons of all elements, and there's dragons that are all many different kinds. And I think it's Elizabeth there. So there's air dragons as well. And I know that the typical vision of dragons is fire dragons, but there are dragons of all the elements. So yeah, there are air dragons as well. So if you are an air sign, you can connect with an air dragon. Absolutely, it's good to all connect with all the elements. We're going to do that on the course as well, connect with all the elemental dragons and the star dragons and all that kind of thing. But if you're drawn to fire, often, because, if you're an air sign, often you need the opposite sign. So maybe you're needing something that can be a bit more feisty, a bit more fiery to move you forward. And air and fire can be that opposite. You need air to get fire going. And sometimes air signs can be up in the air and not kind of manifesting stuff. And sometimes fire signs can not think about the bigger picture and just burn and then think, maybe I should have thought it through. So actually earth, fire and air signs can learn a lot from the opposite dragons. Thank you for that then. Hope I've not missed some questions. I've got one here saying, from Hellcat, fabulous name by the way. How would you know if you had a connection with dragon energy? As a kid, I used to say I didn't have a guardian angel, I had a dragon. Awesome. Well, I think that's very, very, very true. You just know, don't you? If you're, yeah, I think like, if you feel drawn to it, and you really in your heart get excited thinking about it. And I think if your child self knew, then I think that's pretty a good sign that you are connected to dragon energy. I mean, one way to do it is meditate with them. Go on, maybe you can, again, as I mentioned, I have got one of my free video on my channel to collect your dragon guides. You're welcome to go and have a listen. I quite like that video, actually. I was quite pleased with that meditation. Or you can maybe just go out into nature, into places that feel wild, and see if you can connect with the dragons. You could light a fire or a candle in a safe place, see if you connect with the dragon energy there. But I think if you are interested in them, if you're drawn to them, they are most likely drawn to you. I say that about most things, really, fairies and they may not be clearly there at times, but when the time is right and when you're ready to take those changes, they'll very much be there. You could also ask to be shown a sign, really, and maybe you'll start seeing like dragon images everywhere or dragon artwork everywhere and that kind of thing. So I've got a question here on my Facebook one. Let's go to Facebook for a second with some questions. I do apologise if I'm looking in different directions. It's just my trying to do the two lives. Stephen says, I'm a full-time van dweller, and the last time I visited Glastonbury I parked on a ley line, and since then I felt a sense of dread in my van. I've tried cleansing it, but it's still there. Any ideas on dispersing it? Well, it's quite a big one, but maybe connect with, okay, so the ley lines is energy, the energy lines, and they're often called dragon lines as well. I mean, it would be good, obviously you tried cleansing, you've tried saging it. I'd also visualize so a good strong cleansing is you could do, I mean, if it's full on, there is rituals you could do to do it if it gets full on, and that might just be a just total banishing if it feels like it's something's bothering you. That's the thing with ley lines, and places like Glastonbury as well, where everyone goes to heal and to release stuff, and sometimes the stuff gets stuck here. So sense of dread isn't all, yeah, so if you wanted to, you could try and tune in, totally up to you, and see what it is, what it needs, what it wants. If that feels like a no-no, you've obviously done saging, clearing. Have you done salt and casting a circle and just really putting a place of protection around your van? But I'd also say a great light visualization to do is start off with visualizing a ball of purple light filling your van. Then from inside that purple light, an egg sort of thing, a silver egg, and that expands and it covers the purple circle. So the whole place. And then inside that, again, there's a gold egg, and finally you just see that expanding out, and that covers both of the previous circles or spheres, and that's a pretty good clearing energy wise, and you can do that a few times, and it does clear out a lot of stuff actually, I've found. So okie dokie, any got more questions on dragons? So I'm just checking Facebook if any more questions. Hello everybody, hello Victoria, hello Holly, hello Jen, Leslie, hello gorgeous, hello Stephen, who did the question for Rose and Doom, and I've got So there's two types of ley line. It's like it's a sewer system. Exactly. That's a really good point. So you've got the clearing energy as well. So especially because a lot of the ley lines, you know, they're called dragon lines, and they've kind of been, the dragon energy is sometimes a bit sick. Like it's sometimes like it just the energy of the ley lines isn't always healthy. You know, I think that's the thing, because we've not been great, and we've built things in the wrong place on ley lines, or we've kind of not tended them energetically, or they can be not always the healthiest things. So sometimes ley lines, you just go to a place of ley energy and go, wow, I feel amazing. And sometimes you'll go to a place and just go like, oh, I just feel drained. So yeah. Hi, Lessa. Hello, Sebby. Hello. Yeah, so it is a clearing energy. I think that's really particularly because of some people coming here to do stuff. It can some days feel stunning in this place and so wonderful. Like I live on a ley line, you know, and sometimes you feel like, oh, because it's like a stuck energy. Everyone's clearing out stuff, or that kind of, or the land's clearing out stuff. So it can be very, very changeable. So do we have any more dragon questions? So if you have just tuned in, hello, welcome, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here, and thank you for watching my lives both on Facebook and on Instagram. It's my first Instagram live, my virgin trip onto Instagram, and it's nice. I like both of you. It's fabulous. And the theme of this is a little bit of a dragon Q&A. And I have answered so far, or looked at, you know, it's only a little quick video. I've looked at two different things so far. Are dragons dangerous? Are dragons evil? And then I've opened up to some Q&A. So these are some of the questions that I was asked when talking about dragons, because not only is a lot of films that say sort of negative things about dragons, but also from the way things are put across in European folklore. But we can look at the sort of Eastern folklore. And dragons, you know, if a Chinese man was going to say a good thing, this is in folklore, might not be today, about their son, they would wish their son to become a dragon. So it was the highest, most wise and wonderful sort of privilege to be a dragon. There's a lot of shape-shifting energy around dragons, which we'll be totally immersing in on the course as well. I do like me a bit of shape-shifting. But yeah, so it's a different energy. That's something that's been preserved more beautifully in sort of the Eastern mythology with Chinese dragons than maybe in the European energy. So in European mythology, we have, yes, some dragons are wise wisdom keepers, which is very, very true. But then we get the Smaug of the Hobbit and the fiery destructors as well. And even though I do believe dragons are creators and destroyers, we in our European culture have, you know, demonized them to be something evil when they're really mostly not. They are amazing. Can I just say they've never received as much strength and empowerment and support kind of thing from the dragon energy. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. And I do believe that it's something that you can only do when you're ready to really make some changes. And if you want to stay in a place of, you know what, I don't want to make those changes yet, that is absolutely fine. Maybe come back to dragon energy when you're ready to take those steps to clear old habits, clear old patterns. When you're ready to burn through them and to release your true essence and to really empower yourself, then is a time the dragons will definitely come calling. So hello there, Mazina. Hello, gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for your comment there, lovely. And yeah, I will definitely be doing more Instagram and Facebook lives. Hello, Margie. And Margie says on Facebook, I always feel dragons are guardians, be respected. Absolutely. Respect is such a very strong thing. And we will be going into Dragon's Awakening, we'll be going into respect in big ways and into guardianship in big ways. They are guardians of the land. They're guardians of sacred places. And when we go to sacred places, we will tune in to the draconic energy of the land and the dragon guardians of the places. So yes, they are guardians and protectors of sacred places, of the planet, of the ley lines, and then bigger and bigger and bigger. And then also they're protectors of us and our very beautiful, powerful souls and the paths that those souls are on. So the more we follow our hearts, the more we allow the dragons to help us to be brave, then the stronger our connection with our dragon guides will be and the more magic we can create. So yeah, if you have any more questions, I think that's a good place to leave it, actually. We'll come back. I'll probably do like more this week on the Dragon Q&A, and I will, if you have any more questions, do let me know. I'll look at them later this week. I'll do a Facebook and Instagram later this week as well. So thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you would love to join Dragon's Awakening and join the journey into the Draconic realm, good call, Laura. The Draconic realm, the realm as well, the Draconic realm, then you are more than welcome. I would love to have you with us on the course, and it's an 8-week course, videos, meditations, group chats, a lot of MP3 meditations and documents. I really like giving people a lot of homework and PDF sheets as well. So that starts next Monday. So excited. If you'd like to connect to the Dragon Realm more, find your dragon guides, then join the course. It's LauraRedWitch.com. But thank you for watching, guys. I'll be here later in the week. And thank you so much for making my first Instagram Live and my first Facebook Live of 2019 on the first day of Mercury retrograde as pain-free and actually as lovely as you all have. Thank you, guys. Mwah. Lots of love, and see you all soon. Bye.